Hey everyone, we are on the square in Lawrenceville at the office. I appreciate all the comments I get about asking what the status of construction is. Today we're going to take a tour of where we are with the building. Very exciting. We got the concrete poured in the back, so when it rains now we don't flood the courtyard as much. So we are working through that. We'll take a tour of the courtyard and the inside of the building, and we'll go up on the roof and show you guys kind of where we are. There's a lot that should be happening over the next month or so. Very exciting. One of the challenges that we had with this parking lot is that over the years it's been repaved and the grades have been raised. So we had to create this trench in order for the water to flow around our building, and then it shoots on down the way past the new alleyway and drains into an inlet in the old alleyway, Calaboose Alley over there. So you can start to see the door, the back entry door that we'll have into this exterior protected courtyard. There will be 4 steps up onto a landing, and then you'll have to ring a button and we'll be able to let you in from the inside. But what's kind of cool is that this is our opening, and again, if you followed us, the theory is that we are returning this to an alleyway, so there's this passing through from front to back, and this small opening allows you to see all the way to the front door. Now it's a little dark up there right now, but you can see through the stairs all the way onto the square. So the design is very open, keeping that thinking of passing through as an alleyway. And then this right here is also set up as a pinhole vantage point. Like if you ever studied pinhole photography, that you create a black box. It comes from the Latin of camera obscura, which means dark chamber. So this right here is our dark chamber, and we're going to be looking through into a landscape, and that landscape is set up in the same way of Marcel Duchamp's Étant Donné. Kind of some far out thinking right there. Hopefully you followed us. It should turn out pretty cool. This view, you can really start to see it right here. So this is the framed view that we set up, and we really studied this to make sure everything kind of layered just like Marcel Duchamp's installation. We'll have the gargoyle, you'll see up on the right. Really looking forward to framing that. We've been making the stainless steel stairs that will go up on the right that you'll see when you walk through this door. And of course, it's like anything, it took like 12 weeks to get the stainless steel. But let me open this, we'll take a little view. So as you come through the back door, we'll be standing 2.5 feet higher, but you'll see these stairs that go up onto the roof. So it really should be a great experience coming in here. This fountain, water will be flowing. You can see the jet right there. So water will be bubbling up and then coming around this fountain and then dropping through our Scarpa fountain right here and then exiting out the far wall. And we got a little bit of landscape that's going to happen over there next to the concrete block wall, which really should be neat. Really looking forward to seeing that come together. So again, this space right here is the same size as the space up on the roof. There's that kind of yin and yang opposite effect that we're going for. Everything down below is very dark. Everything upstairs is very light. So just that kind of duality that we're creating within the space. We're on the level of the bridge that you're going to pass over the fountain right now. And we're going to line the bottom of this with some Mexican river rock. And then we're going to stain all of the concrete black. And that is in keeping with this being a dark chamber. So this is kind of this pinhole inside of a pinhole camera. You can see right here down into the fountain. Here we've started polishing the concrete and it exposes the aggregate. It looks really nice. I guess grinding should probably be a better word for that. So what we're going to do is go through and grind all of the concrete. We've got some granite accents that we're going to have, and again, this is going to be built up about 2 feet. So the level that you see in the back door right here is the actual level of the finished courtyard. So this door, it aligns with the door in the front of the space. This right here will be our break room on the left, and then we've got the art glass that's going to be on the wall right here. Should be pretty neat. So this wall on the left will be covered with granite. That's that granite that we reclaimed from the courthouse. And again, the floor will extend out. We've got a great detail next to the walls that we're going to fill with the slate that we reclaimed from the renovation or restoration, I guess, of the roof on the old courthouse. Really looking forward to that. And then we were going to try to wrap this wall right here with the slate as well. The natural daylight coming down the stairs is really fantastic too. That should only get better as we remove the plywood that we've got over the stairs. So over the next couple weeks, we are going to try to get the framing in upstairs for the windows, and the guys are going to continue to work on this back courtyard. Here's a great view looking out. So again, when you look from the front of the building to the back of the building, you're going to just have this view all the way through, and then it terminates on this axis. We're actually going to have a stripe in the floor that's going to align with this slit window in the back, and really looking forward to seeing that turn out. But we do have one more concrete pour that will be the support for the Scarpa fountain that we have. We've ordered, I shouldn't say ordered, I guess we've gotten the front canopy started, and that will be a solid stainless steel canopy. Really should be fantastic. And then we've got these little bitty pinhole lights, and I organized them in a couple of star constellations. So they're super random, but they do have a meaning to them. We tried to incorporate thought into every move that we've made in this building, and that's been a lot of fun. You guys have kind of followed the Latin epigram we've got over the windows here, and then the sonnet that we've hidden in binary code in the front doors. But this is a look through the space. Right now, this is really what the space is going to look like when it's done. We're going to have 4 desks over here on the right, and then we're going to have 3 desks over here on the left, and a drafting table. Should really be neat. But the steel, this is exactly what the steel is going to look like through here, so that should be really pretty cool. And then these steel stairs, that's what they're going to look like as well. We got our utility room here. Hopefully, after these stainless steel stairs go in, we're going to be able to frame the back, and then we're going to be able to get some of the lights in the space. We are not dried in yet. The back roof, we are using the old back roof, and it's still leaking a little bit. Try to patch it along the way. You can see here we've left some of the old windows. We went through and filled those in. That was a lot of fun. When I first bought the building, I guess at one time, when they didn't add on this addition in the back, those windows were windows from the adjacent buildings. So you had 2 windows on this side, and then you had 2 windows on this side as well. So we left that history a little bit. And of course, we filled in one of the passageways to Mr. Wilson's old store. You could walk between this building and the next building, so we filled that in right there, and we filled it in up front as well. We'll move upstairs. The guys have got these temporary wood steps in, but this will be the heart pine flooring. Got some really neat handrails we're going to put in with a downlight. But the idea is that as you come up, you're really drawn to the light on the square here. The brick has turned out really nice. We've ordered some solid brick for this top cap. They stopped manufacturing the brick that we used. So this top cap's going to be a little bit darker, which I think I'm okay with that. Like, we are explaining that more as how you would detail a drawing with a thick line around it. We used to do that when drawing elevations by hand, and then when you draw like a portrait by hand, you really define it with a nice exterior dark line to make it pop off the page. So one of the next things we're going to do is put in the window frames, and then the guys have got the glass, but they want us to get the handrails in up here before they bring the glass up. We got really large sheets of glass. Of course, we have a nano wall here on the left. We've got a nano wall in the back. So this area will be able to be opened on a day like today. It's a little noisy. I don't know, but the weather is really nice. Here's the steel panels. They really look great. We ended up having to do this frame around them because they were too flimsy. But they've really kind of patinaed. I want to spray them down with WD-40. That's what we've done with all these other beams in here, and that seems to darken them a little bit, and then that gets rid of the surface rust. We've got a little bit of thin brick that's going to happen in the back, hopefully over the next couple weeks. And then you can see here the tarp is over the back as well. But we are all ready for these back window frames. Really looking forward to that. So what's going to happen is, if you look at the end of this blue tarp here, there will be a vertical wall, and that vertical wall will match the height of this CMU wall on the right, and that will create a canopy over the back door. And then to the left, through that area between the florist and this concrete block wall, that's where the stairs will come up onto the roof. Now, these concrete block walls we are covering with granite, and really looking forward to that. Hopefully we're starting that pretty soon as well. Some of the challenge has been we're having a hard time finding an electric meter. It's just weird, some of the stuff that you can't get. We do have a little bit of framing to do up here as well. We're going to use the knife edge detail. If you followed some of our buildings, we're borrowing that from what we did over at the Norcross Library. I sprayed this sheet of steel with WD-40 probably 2 years ago now, but you can see, I don't know, I can't tell if that's well, that does look like rust right there. So it starts to get this surface rust, and that's where he probably cleaned this joint. I had put so much WD-40 on this, it was really hard for him to weld these two panels together. And I'm not completely excited about this weld joint, but that's just sort of part of it. A lot of times what you do is you take those joints and you will grind them down, and you can get the steel to really look pretty similar. Here's a joint that is a little bit narrower that I really liked a lot better going up. So I guess I probably messed him up spraying that with WD-40. Here's some of the old structure that you kind of encounter as you go down the stairs. This building is 24 feet wide, and it's really almost too narrow. It's interesting. The restaurant 2 doors over is 30 feet wide, and that really is a lot better dimension in terms of getting functions into a building. Now with ours, it makes it feel a lot more intimate. The ceiling being wood, it gives it a warmer feeling. The heart pine flooring will help with that warm feeling as well. And then the walls, so you feel the walls a little bit more than you do if the building were wider. Here's the area up front where we filled in this brick wall. Really like this brick. This is the brick that we got from the building right in front of the courthouse where they cut through. This brick is a harder fired brick. So I don't know where they got it. You can see our brick over here to the left, the orange brick, which is a fantastic color, but it's just very dusty. It wants to come apart. Supposedly there's not as much fly ash that's in it. We'll go out the front door so you guys can see. These windows have been up for a year, and they have taken a beating. Again, they're out of Sapele, and Sapele is a fantastic material, but we've gotten some water stains. So the idea is hopefully over the next 4 to 6 weeks to get this canopy on the front, and then once the canopy's up, we're going to completely refinish these windows. The guys are going to come sand them down. They're going to fill all the holes and return them back to what they looked like about a year ago. I'm hoping that by protecting them from the weather, that I'm not going to have to do that every year. You can see here our Latin epigram and then our binary code. So these windows right here that are protected from the elements, or this wood protected from the element, they've really held up pretty well. They really look fantastic. So I don't know, we'll see. The square is really pretty neat with these canopy overhangs. Hopefully our canopy, now it's going to be a little bit higher than our neighbors right there, but what's going to happen is it should help frame this exterior space. So when it's raining and I'm hungry at lunch, I can walk all the way down to a restaurant and not get wet. It's actually really looking forward to that. We all, again, you guys, we installed the old copper sills. That copper is almost 100 years old. These doors right here are almost 100 years old. Gonna put all the original hardware back on them. This brick in the front is actually concrete brick, and it was done as a renovation at some point, I'm guessing probably in the 60s, but being concrete, it's very white. That's the actual natural color of the concrete brick. Really looks pretty neat. So I don't know, on a day like today, we may have the window or the doors open in the front. I'm gonna install an old closer up top here that should really look fantastic. I learned a lot through the design of these windows, and if I were to do it again, I'd probably do it a little bit differently. I think they turned out better from the inside. The idea was that they look like boxes that are inserted into the wall. You can start to see, it's a little dark, but you can start to see that here, how this box frames out. And the idea was that box is a little bit away from the wall. It's that passing through, it's just kind of extending into the space. On this side right here, you'll be able to see all the way to the courtyard. And then this is kind of a great view of the space as well. So this is our studio. And then just past the stair on the right is our library. And then we've got a little lounge kind of space in the back next to the break room. But you can see pretty well all the way through to the back. Really fantastic. Okay guys, that was a status update of the office. If you've made it to the end of the video, good for you. Stay tuned, take care, and we will see you next time.